Portions of the following program may have been pre-recorded.
Just let me know when you want it.
Give it to me. Hi, everybody. Welcome into Off Air. It's the show that has people who are on the radio, off the radio, and talking.
And then it plays on the radio.
So
it's a very redundant show. Like sometimes I think about it when I tell it to people.
Considering like it's literally Seinfeld, but like it's nothing. There's no like theme.
I think because we've said that before. I think we have a show titled or like a promo or something where we talk about it's the Seinfeld of radio or podcast.
Yeah.
The more I think about it, I think it's Jerry. I think the Off Air is more the show pitched inside the show about nothing.
Yeah, probably. I could see that.
It feels accurate.
Yeah.
Welcome to Off Air.
Welcome. Chris Jericho's just staring at me. I don't know what to talk about now.
He's here waiting for the Rumble. That's what it is.
Ow!
Good?
Oh, did that get picked up in the mic?
No, but your ow sounded, I'm going to play around with that because I think that it sounded like the intro to Crimson and Clover by Tommy James and the Shondells.
Ow! 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 It hurt. Whatever I did there. I got to tell you, I've been seeing an ad on Facebook for this thing that apparently you put it around your waist and you tighten it.
It's called a belt. They're crazy.
Nope. I don't know what it's called, but you tighten it and it takes the pressure off like your lower spine. And I'm literally seeing people that like can't really move. Like it realigns everything. And because the pressure's off, your like discs are able to like expand. And I'm really debating buying one.
Kind of sounds like you're talking about a girdle.
Nope, not a girdle.
It kind of sounds like it. Like if you were just to do it in reverse.
Well, but it's literally not one. So it could sound
I don't know. You could be making that up. So
but you wear it like they gave it to like a runner. Who like an old Olympic runner,
you know, a guy who runs. I know what
so his hips
is,
are all screwed up, and he put it on and literally like started doing like high knees when he could barely walk, and like it's like an actual guy. It's not like actor portrayal. Like no, it's the actual guy. And to see him like, I kind of feel like I'm floating right now. I kind of want to try just to be like, wonder if that works.
It's like the DDP power cuffs.
Yeah,
where like you put the little armbands on and you tighten the pressure and it feels like you got weights.
Yeah. Does that work?
Apparently, I talked to Buff Bagwell, I guess. I don't.
Well, I know he didn't put one on his leg.
You know what? No, I'm sure you could get in contact with Buff Bagwell. Like, of any name that we've thrown out, that's got to be a realistic one.
Honestly, though, I would want to.
Yeah.
Because he and Seth.
That'd be a good show. Just have them talk,
Yeah. Well, Seth's doing that.
That's why I said.
Through the fire. I wonder.
You could.
That'd be a good guest for him.
That'd be a great guest. Ken Anderson just giving out his phone number on Instagram.
Really?
And it's like $35 and you can have him record something or guest on something.
Really?
So yeah, I'm just saying that was out there the other day too.
I don't know what I would talk to him about.
You literally just fanboy over him is what you would do.
Well, right. Well, no, but what I'm saying is like to have him on my show. I don't know. So you're from Minnesota. Let's talk about what's going on there.
I don't know where he lives now, but he was mentioned the other day. He doesn't live in Green Bay anymore.
Right. I thought he was in Minnesota.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I was thinking he's not from, or he's from Green Bay, but lives in Minnesota.
Green Bay, Wisconsin. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Now he's in Minnesota. That's where his school and stuff is, right?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yes. You're right. You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Well, that's 4 minutes down.
All right. Well, Paul London for the next 5, or what do you want to talk about?
He's annoying.
I like him.
He annoys me.
You know, I get it. Because prior to recently, when he started doing shit again, I watched an interview with him when he was in Lucha Underground, maybe, and he was like doing some magician gimmick, and he kind of just came off like an ass.
Yeah.
So like, I get it.
Yeah. Like,
but I watched him in his most recent one, the CVV, and like, I kind of like he's just kind of making fun of everyone else for being a dick, and I'm like, I kind of get it.
My issue with him, and maybe it's just because I haven't watched full interview, but literally everything that has happened to him that's like bad is because he was an ass. like when he's not supposed to be smiling on camera and he smiles on camera, they're like, oh, so that's probably the reason why you got released. And he's like, yeah. And then they released me. It's like, you had a job to do. You didn't do your job. Like, how are you going to be mad about that?
But also, that's the most memorable part of that whole fucking angle.
I didn't know he did that.
That's a shame.
No, for me, the most memorable part is when the limo exploded. And then the next night, Vince McMahon appeared.
I was going to say the next night's the most memorable part.
Right. Like, yeah, that because I kind of watched it that time. I didn't even know who the hell that guy was.
Chris Benoit?
No, the Paul London.
Oh.
I had no idea who he was.
No, not the Paul London. Paul London and the Brian Kendrick.
All right.
That's
well,
weird.
I didn't know who any of them were.
That's a damn shame because Brian Kendrick's the man.
Like, you know, that's the part that bothers me about those podcasts. Like, they're good and I'll listen to them. But like, half of the stuff that those people complain about, they did it to themselves. And it's like, if you weren't just at like Enzo Amore, for example, I'll give him credit. It seems like he had a very big awakening and he's not as much of an asshole as he was. And it seems like he's kind of tried to get aligned with God. So I'll always give people credit for doing that. If it's legitimate, that's awesome. And I wish you the best of luck. But that guy got in his own way every single time. Like, he was running the cruiserweight division. There's no reason why he would have been considered like one of the best when it came to that. Like, not up there with Rey Mysterio, but like a tier down. Like, you could have Enzo Amore and Dominic Mysterio going back and forth right now. That would have been hilarious.
I don't want that.
But it would have been good. And you know it would have been good. But instead, like, you know, the people that get in their own way, and then, you know, 10 years later, they're on a podcast and like, I don't know why nobody liked me. Well, maybe it's because you were an ass, dude. Maybe that's why.
I will say I'm a very big fan of how Chris Van Fleet does his interviews because he just lets them bury themselves. Like when Paul London's on there and he could say, he talked about fucking someone. I don't know who it was. Lance Storm, maybe. Like he could have Paul London on there. Paul London could be on there shitting on Lance Storm and how much he dislikes him and what a stooge he is. Mm-hmm. And he'll just let him talk about that.
Dude.
And then he can have Lance Storm on and just let him talk about it.
Can I tell you something? I get ripped apart because I do that.
What, be a good interviewer? And not make the show about you, but the guest?
Well, right. Like because I have random people call it, like Fridays. Fridays I do the open lines. And there are some calls that will go, 5 minutes, but they're just talking. And like, I've had more than one person. Why do you let them talk so much? And it's like, well, first of all, you have to remember when they're calling into the radio, they're already nervous and the adrenaline starts going. So they're not going to, they've already forgotten what they wanted to say. That's when you hear those calls of, oh, last caller stole my thunder. And no, you just forgot what you were going to say more than likely. And that's all right. Like, I had somebody call in, clearly nervous, probably first time calling into the radio because she was younger and she like talking fast. And I literally had because I also have the texting.
Yeah.
And people are like texting in and ripping her. It's like, first of all, it's probably your first time calling in. So you're nervous and you're going to forget what you're talking about. And I think I even said on air, like, that's fine. Take your time. You're good. And then you hear they start to calm down. And then she went on to make really good points. But if I just ran her off or if I would just start talking over that, what does that do? Like, that's the best way to do it. You let them talk and then you're going to have somebody else call in that disagrees and then you let them talk.
Yeah.
And then somebody else is like that's the way it's supposed to work. Like, that's what communication is. You let the person talk. That's it. Like, it's not that hard. Like, it's not groundbreaking stuff. Like, just let people talk, dude. It's called talk radio. So let them talk. And don't sit there and I'll tell you, I'm not going to say who, but you're going to know who as soon as I say it. I saw the title of a live stream.
Mm-hmm.
Now, remind you, I got ripped apart because I'm sitting here and I'm going I'm letting everybody talk.
Yeah.
And it's this, you and I do it kind of the same way. I'm going to let whatever, whoever say whatever, unless it gets really dumb.
Sure.
Then I'm going to cut them off. And the title was these Satanists on this side of the political aisle want everybody on this side of the political aisle to die. It's like, and I told the person that I saw it with, I go, they're not going to be happy until they get somebody killed. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because you're either going to make the one side go crazy and start attacking people on quote unquote your side, or you're going to make somebody on your side go nuts and start killing people on the. What are we doing? Like, how is that ever okay? And then on top of it, it's somebody who claims to be a Christian.
Yep.
Like, I'm sorry. God's grace, God's abundance of grace is more than we will ever understand. So anybody can be changed. I don't care how they feel. I don't care what they've done. Look at Saul. Saul was killing Christians left and right. And God used him and was able to turn his life around, and he became one of the strongest workers for God. Like, that's crazy. Like, I saw that, and like in my head, I'm going, I don't think I would ever be able to like call somebody, like say something like that. That's absolutely crazy.
I had a host talk to me a week or two ago, off the record, and just getting ready for the show, and we're kind of going over the rundown of what one when and programming.
Yeah.
And they say, okay, well, here's what we're going to talk about tonight. There's this story, there's this story, there's this story, and they look at me and they go, Sal, I'm really going to go in because there's these young people out there who are protesting and their parents aren't doing anything, and they're protesting and they don't know that they're protesting to have their own rights taken away. And if they get shot and killed in the street, that's what they deserve at this point. And I'm going to say, whoa, all right,
that's crazy.
That is a hard turn in conversation of you're mad because someone is using their rights and they don't agree, and now you think that they deserve to die for it. That's insane. That's an insane leap for me.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You sound an awful lot like the people or what you're calling the people who oppose you.
Well, and that's what my biggest problem with it is you eventually become what you hate.
Yeah.
When you let, how do I want to say this? And I apologize if this is kind of like faith-based, more so than it normally is, but I left church an hour and a half ago. So bear with me. But, it's, how do I want to say this? It's clear that you're not being led by the right things. Like, I don't hate somebody who disagrees with me.
Right.
I don't. Okay. But there are some people that Seth and I, on the show on Friday, we were yelling at each other about stuff. And then what happens? The music starts playing. I go, all right, you're listening to, okay, it's over and so with. Then what do I do during the break? I go in there and we're talking.
Right. Right.
Why would you hate somebody who doesn't think the way that you do? I don't know.
At some point, it has to become you're not as comfortable or confident in yourself or your own opinion. At some point, it has to be, because I have the same thought of the amount of times that someone will. It has to be their way or the way they've been told.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter what workaround or how many steps it takes to get there out of the way, that has to make sense.
Like, why are people so scared to say I don't know?
Yeah. Why are people so afraid to admit when they're wrong about something?
Like that's the one thing with Bobby. It was the coolest thing because I never saw somebody that was running for the position that he was, that when he would be asked a question, he'd go, I don't know, let me research that. Hey, can you talk to so-and-so? Get their email. I'll respond to them. That's huge.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what I don't know. And to sit here and claim that I have all the answers is really stupid. I mean, anybody who does that, it doesn't make any sense. There's no reason to do that.
Which, let me tell you, this is I think as of right now, my biggest pet peeve, because I'm hearing it more and more.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard it directly used when I have these questions to me is, well, Style, you don't know all the factors. You don't know what else he knows or they know or this party knows or these people know. You don't know what all is going on. There's a lot of stuff, so we got to give them the benefit of the doubt. Why? I'm telling you what I do know, and I'm asking you things we do know. That's a separate issue. I don't care about anything else.
Yeah.
If we're looking at math equation A, and I want an answer to math equation A, and we have the whole equation there, we should be able to solve it. Not, well, you're not looking at C and D and X, so I don't care about those right now.
Well, yeah, and for me, like, context. You have to understand the context of things. Like, I could easily look at somebody who disagrees with me and go, well, that guy's an idiot. But you have to understand the context of why they're thinking the way that they are. I'll go socialist because that's the big one right now. You know, I have friends of mine that love some of the things that socialists do. Well, let's put it in context of their life. Why would they think that? If it's somebody who grew up poor, well, then I understand it. I completely. And sometimes it's just a spoiled little idiot who wants everything handed to him. We know who I'm talking about. But, you know, it's
Popeye, right?
Right. And, you know, it's just a spoiled little moron that just wants everything handed to him because they don't know how to handle life. But you have to understand so like the spoiled idiot, I'm going to go, what's wrong with you?
Mm-hmm.
Like you've had you've had some of the best education that's in your area, and you still turned out like this. Like, what's wrong with you? And then the people that come from, you know, grew up poor, then I get it. Like, I understand that I could disagree with you, but I'm not going to hate you for it.
Right.
That's dumb. Like, there are people that I'm very good friends with. We don't agree on a lot, but I still like them as a person. Like, when did it's just so odd to me that people have just forgotten that they have to consider the context of things.
Yeah.
And even like if we want to talk about faith, people love just throwing out a verse.
Yep.
And they don't understand the context of the verse.
Yep.
And you're like, oh, all right, but you know, like, okay, so you want to say verse A or you want to say verse C. What about A, B, and then D and E?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's so many other things there. Like you can't just L. Ron Hubbard was brought up on Friday.
Dude, I had this. If this was going where I think it is, I had this exact conversation. I brought up L. Ron Hubbard this Thursday night.
No, somebody told me to read a book by him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, all right, whatever, okay. And then people start freaking out about like, I didn't. L. Ron Hubbard's a great author. And I go, oh, you have to realize that, listen, I'm probably not going to read the book, first of all. I go, secondly, you have to understand the context. You can sit here and tell me they're the greatest books of all time, but I don't like his mind.
Yeah.
And his mind is what wrote the book. I go, when I talk about Adolf, I can't sit here and say he was a great artist. I can't do it because the same thing that painted that photo, the same brain that made that photo made the decisions that led to what happened there. I go the same way that this guy was writing books and sure, Mission Impossible. Okay, cool. Got it. Okay. But it's the same mind that created this cult. So I can't sit here and go, oh, yeah, no, that's great. What a great guy. Yeah, no, really talented. Like, no. Sorry, I can't do that. Same way that R. Kelly. Listen, there's some of R. Kelly songs. The Trapped in the Closet stuff, some of the funniest things I've watched, they're hilarious. There's like 85 parts, and I watched all of them. But knowing the things that happen, I can't look at that the same because I know what was going on behind the scenes. The same with P. Diddy.
Listen, I think that's a great analogy because it's true.
Yeah.
And looking at the inverse of that is where I come from a lot of the time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name any names. You'll know exactly who I'm talking about. Here's my issue. Chris Benoit, yeah, I could sit here and say, yeah, look how great of a wrestler he is. Look at the championships he had. Look, arguably one of the best technicians of all time.
Yeah.
But what are you going to think about when you hear Chris Benoit?
Exactly.
And you can try and separate that, but it's not going to work well, is it? Same thing with the person I'm thinking of right now is there's been some really great things that have been done. Absolutely. Things that no one ever thought would be done.
Yeah.
But there's also something pretty glaring that needs addressed and hasn't been and pushed back, and that's what I'm going to care about.
Well, yeah, but also with that, and I think everybody knows what we're talking about at this point. Also with that, it's not just on him.
No, it's not.
It's all of the above.
Yeah, no, it's the entire establishment there.
And it's not only it really when it comes boiled down to it, it's not he really has nothing to do with it. It's the AG that we need to start looking into.
I agree there too.
So, but
in terms of just things that have been said,
oh yeah,
it doesn't do him any favors.
You're only going off of what you're being told.
Exactly.
That like,
but then it goes back to the argument of well, you don't know all the other stuff. I don't, but I know what has been presented.
Well, but you don't know what's been presented to them.
I understand that.
But that's, and like I had to explain this, the Young Republican special, ironically enough, the Young Republican had to explain to Seth. He goes, do you think congressmen and women are actually looking at these bills? They're not. Their staffers are going through it, picking out the key points and going, yes, this is what you agree with, this is what you don't agree with. That's the same thing. It's going on at every level. So you have to start looking into it. Like that's what people don't understand. Like it's billions upon billions upon billions of dollars and pieces of paper and all these different things. Like, they're not sitting down and reading through it. They're having the people that they put in charge relay the messages to them. And they look really stupid when they repeat the wrong thing.
And by the way, if you don't know, we're talking about Metallica and Napster.
Yeah.
Come on, really? They had to do that? They had to fucking shut down Napster. They didn't have enough money as it is.
LimeWire.
For their shit-ass music.
Stop.
Metallica sucks, and they always have.
All right.
No,
they are. They're all right.
No.
So apparently Seth is in a Godsmack video. Found that out.
You know what? That does nothing for me either.
I know, but I'm not a Godsmack guy.
Right, yeah.
But he told me that apparently there was a music video that they recorded at the Reformatory.
Mm-hmm.
And I forgot what song he said it was, but he's like rocking back and forth in one of the cells in Mansfield, and he's in the video. I mean, that's kind of dope.
That's pretty cool.
Because it was like at the heyday of Godsmack. Yeah. And he's in the video, and I'm like, dude, you had like that dude was like one of the last like big people at the rock station, and I didn't realize that.
Godsmack's one of those bands that like you don't think are anybody's favorite band. Like, just when you think about
Godsmack was really big for no reason.
They were, but like I'm not sitting here going, yeah, I could like Metallica. I can see that being a lot of people's favorite band.
Yeah.
The Beatles, AC/DC, Journey.
Godsmack was big. I mean, the only reason I know them is because they did the soundtrack for the Scorpion King, and wrestling pushed them like crazy. I was going to
say wrestling music.
Yeah, that's
why I know them. But it's like I knew someone whose favorite band was Breaking Benjamin, and like I like Breaking Benjamin. They have a handful of decent songs.
Yeah, that's a strange favorite band.
Favorite band?
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what my favorite band is.
Favorite band's Nirvana. White Stripes are up there.
I don't know.
Bowling for Soup was for a long time, so was Aerosmith.
Yeah. See, but that's the thing. Like, you say that, and I'm like, oh, yeah. No. Like, I think I have a favorite because I was going to go Journey, because Journey's
good.
Like, and I apparently like some of the songs that people that have worked in radio for the last 20 years. I brought up a song to Seth, that I'll Be All Right Without You.
Yeah.
He had no idea what that song was.
That's a shame.
And I'm like, what? And then somebody else we know that works that's worked in radio, Payroll.
Yeah.
She walks in and he's like, have you heard this song? And I play, and she's like, no, but I like it. And I'm like, how do you guys not know this song?
Because Top 40 Radio played Don't Stop Believin' and Lights.
Well, no, but you have to, they work.
I know.
They grew up when that song would have been like huge. And I'm like, so what's your favorite Journey song? And I forgot what song he played. And I'm like, first of all, Faithfully is better than this song.
Faithfully is a good song.
I'm like, for me, it goes Faithfully, I'll Be All Right Without You, and then put whatever song after that.
Stone in Love, kind of underrated.
That might have been the song that he played.
That's a good tune.
Yeah, that might have been the song he played. And also, how do our systems at work have DC Talk songs, but not Jesus Freak?
It's in there. It might not be on your station because I've played it.
Oh, yeah, no, it wasn't.
It just needs a button.
And that was another thing, and we have to wrap up here soon. That was another thing. I played Jesus Is All Right.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning, when DC Talk sings it, they do the did and I'm like, hell yeah, let's go. I got ripped apart for that.
Oh, you're going to?
And I go, it goes back full circle here. Yep. I go, you have to understand the context. It was written by the Doobie Brothers back in the 70s. And what did all right mean? It meant really good. Great even. I go, and do you just hear the chorus, or did you hear the I don't care what they may say, I don't care what they may do, Jesus is still all right?
Pete did a show about how evil that song is.
Yeah, I don't doubt it.
Because Jesus isn't just all right.
Yeah, it's the same reason why my CD got thrown away when I was 7.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's dumb. Because people don't want to consider context.
No.
They want to be able to grandstand and be like, I'm defending him. No, you're turning people away from him. Because
gatekeeping.
Exactly. That's really what it is. And yeah. But it was funny though, because then, the one person texts in, this is heresy. And I go, yeah, you have to understand context. I feel bad for you. I don't know what to tell you. That's a rough way to live. The same way that we have a texter that complains about my laugh.
Well, rock and roll's the devil's music in general, so.
Well, if they would understand how religious songs that they want to sing every day were actually written,
or who they're written by.
Well, they were written by the people, and they would match it to the bar tunes that were popular at the time. So the drunks
people would catch on.
So the drunks would get confused. They would just hear the music, stumble into the church, thinking it was the saloon, and they'd get saved.
People don't want to look that far into it. They have their narrative.
Well, yeah, and that's how they're making their money.
Wow.
This has been off air.
Has it?
It has been, and I hope you enjoyed it. And great content coming up next.
Hey, Jake, you're just all right.
Preceding program was a WSRR radio production.